Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Power Prof. I'm Dr. Akib. Let's discuss today's topic. We are going to discuss about the types of business and various categories of business organizations. Let's discuss about the concept of business before discussing about the various forms of business organizations. Business is any venture which is actually aimed at earning profits. It may be referred to as any activity or undertaking that provides goods or services to the clients and customers to attain profit. There are three major business structures that are applicable across the globe. First one being the sole proprietorship, which is also referred to as sole tradership. As the name suggests, the sole proprietorship or sole tradership is a business model in which a single owner, a sole owner, runs the business and all the decisions are being made by that sole owner. He or she is the only one who will be getting all the profits, and he or she is the single owner who is responsible for all business affairs and to make all business decisions. This is the simplest and most basic business organization. Secondly comes the partnership firms. The partnership business structure is a business in which two or more people join hands to start the business venture and operate it jointly. The profits and losses are shared as per mutually agreed terms, and the benefit of partnership in relation to sole tradership is that different partners have more investment. They pool their funds to finance the business, as well as they also unite in utilizing their skills to run the affairs of the business and to manage the business in an effective manner. Third comes the corporations or companies. The companies and corporations are a bit different from the two other business structures, as these are the legally recognized business entities, and companies and corporations have their owners in shape of shareholders who are large in number, and hence the financing of business is done through the floating of shares that helps to raise the capital and equity. And this is also the business structure which is most regulated and most complex. The country's corporate law authorities and corporate governance organizations are the ones who regulate all the affairs of companies and corporations. The companies or corporations are further subdivided into two categories referred to as public limited companies and private limited companies. The addition of word limited to the companies requires a separate discussion, and that will be covered in a separate video. For the time being, you should know that the private limited companies are privately owned, and no more shareholders from the general public may become the owners or investors in private companies, whereas public limited companies are listed at the stock exchange and general public may invest in the shares of public limited companies. The companies are subject to a range of rules and regulations as required by the country's corporate regulators, like the Securities and Exchange Commission in USA and similar other organizations who act as regulators in different countries. In terms of business from various perspectives, there are also other business variants and forms of business which may be discussed in the context of these five uh, uh, parameters or benchmarks, as you can see here. So we will be discussing all the shapes a business may assume in the context of these five parameters in these five perspectives, starting with activities, then size, then structure, then objective and jurisdiction. Let's discuss them one by one. When we talk about the business in the perspective of activities, it is to be referred that the businesses may be divided into two major divisions of goods or services. The businesses may be based on the selling and production of goods, it may be based on the rendering of services, or it may be a combination of both. When we talk about the business of goods, it may be referred to as the fruit vendors, the wood sellers. It may be referred to as any business venture in which goods are traded or sold against profits. Whereas when we talk about services, the services involve the delivery of services by professionals like doctors, lawyers, teachers, carpenters, mechanics, and so on. Sometimes the businesses may be based on the combination of both of these two. For example, if we talk about restaurants or hotels, it is an ideal example of both, in which you get the goods as well as the services as a blended offering. Moving on, the businesses may also be categorized in terms of their size, ranging from micro to small to medium and large business ventures. When we talk about the size of businesses, the size is decided upon some specific parameters like the number of employees and the sales volume, the turnover, and such categories are decided subjectively as per the rules and regulations of various countries. There are no set benchmarks, but some generic benchmarks you can see in the slide in terms of number of employees and in terms of in terms of amount of sales and turnover. Moving on, we discussed the businesses in the context of their business structure and ownership. We just discussed about these three variants: corporation, sole trader, and partnerships. So we will be skipping this discussion. And moving forward, the businesses may also be categorized from the basis of objectives or goals. In this context, we can categorize the ventures into private, public, and voluntary, as well as hybrid. As the name suggests, the public ventures entail the ventures that are owned and operated by the government, whereas the private business ventures are owned and operated by the private sector. The voluntary sector refers to the ventures that are aimed not at earning profit, rather they are aimed at doing the work of social welfare and uh, doing work for the cause of people's welfare and well-being, like charities and other such ventures. There are also cases in which the organizations or business ventures may be based on hybrid model, entailing that there may be a public-private partnership, or there may be a venture in which they do the voluntary work, as well as to some extent they also try to earn profits. So this is referred to as the hybrid business ventures. Finally, the businesses may also be classified as per the jurisdiction or area of operations, starting from local, domestic, and state level to national and global level. When we talk about the large multinational corporations and MNCs, this is an ideal example of global businesses, whereas the businesses that operate only locally at the city level, they are the smallest form of business in terms of jurisdiction, whereas some businesses which transcend the state level are operating at the national level are classified as such. And this is all about the discussion about the business organizations, various business structures, and forms of business enterprise. Till next time, take care.